All right, let's get cracking. Good morning, everyone. Just giving everyone a few minutes to dial in and get settled. Numbers are ticking up nicely. Hope you're all doing well, and we'll kick it off in just a few minutes. Great. Let's get cracking. Good morning and welcome to the Vitality and Octiv webinar, brought to you live and loud from the comfort of your home, or more likely your gym. I'm your host, Jay Braun, and thank you so much for taking the time to join us this morning. Discovery's core purpose of making people healthier and enhancing and protecting their lives has never been more relevant. And that's why we're here today, to find out more about our exciting new partnership with Octiv, the all-in-one studio fitness management platform. Let me tell you a little bit more about what you can expect from today's session. Today, you can look forward to learning more about the Octiv platform, naturally, and how it can help improve your business and increase your member base. You'll be hearing from our very own Mosima Mabunda, the head of Vitality Wellness, as well as Vitality's Chief Operating Officer, Joe Fanikak. And of course, Octiv founder, Mark Forsey, is with us as well. We'll also be hearing from a fitness facility who will share how the Octiv platform has helped to transform their business. Plus, there'll be a Q&A session at the end, so make sure to pop your questions into the Q&A at the bottom of your screen. And without further ado, first up, we've got Discovery Vitality's Head of Wellness, Dr. Mosima Mabunda, who's be telling us about some of the latest global trends in fitness, and of course, more on our exciting new partnership with Octiv. Mosima, thanks for joining us. Over to you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Jay. I am going to try and put this in full screen so everyone can see. Let me know when everyone can see my screen.
You're up. It just needs to go into presentation mode and we sort it.
Can you see my screen?
There we go. Beautiful.
Perfect. Perfect. Morning, everyone, once again, and thank you for joining us. I'm going to kick off my brief talk by introducing Discovery's core purpose. I think it just sets the tone for everything that we do. Many of you would be familiar that Discovery's core purpose is to make people healthier and enhance and protect their lives. This manifests in our shared value model, which is underpinned by the Vitality business across all of Discovery's group businesses. And now, how does Vitality work? The simplest way to explain the Vitality model is in the way that I'm going to describe now. We want members to know their health. And how does that work? Typically, our members would do preventative screenings and health checks to know where they stand from a health perspective, because that allows them to do any interventions that are required. And that is followed by improving your health, because once you know, then you take action. In the Vitality world, this manifests through encouraging healthy lifestyle behaviors, such as eating healthily. We've got the healthy food benefit, getting active, which is one of the biggest pillars, through our network of fitness partners. Now, people know that Vitality members, and we've shared stats and data, that they tend to engage more than the average person who's not on Vitality. And apart from the fact that they're special, one of the secret sauce is in how the Vitality model is structured. Our members get incentivized and rewarded for engaging in healthy lifestyle behavior. I won't go into the details of the rewards, but that just gives you a sense of the appeal of being a Vitality member. And in essence, even if you kind of don't feel like exercising, the rewards kind of get you off your feet. So I think this gives a high-level summary of the Vitality business model. Now, we know the importance of physical activity, and it's a key pillar of our program. Yet we have a high prevalence of physical inactivity across the globe, and that's a massive concern. That is on the back of what we know, not only as Vitality, but I think everyone cannot dispute the health benefits of physical activity, especially given now in the pandemic. But we've seen in our data as well that those of our members that are more physically active have a reduced mortality risk. So not only have we always known, but many people will tell you that if it wasn't for their fitness, they actually think they would have been severely affected by COVID. And we actually have stats that quantify this. And what does that picture look like in terms of people being physically inactive? Yet we know the benefits of activity. Globally, 1 out of 4 adults are physically inactive. And that is high. In South Africa, that is just a little bit higher. It's a little bit uncomfortable. It translates in 1 out of 2 adults that are physically inactive. And these are the stats that were collated prior to the lockdown. And we know from the work that Vitality has been doing in tracking fitness across our member base that physical activity has been affected during the lockdown. So you can expect the picture on the right to be slightly worse than what we see here. Now, why did I share the previous insights? It was important for me to set the scene to explain the part of the rationale behind the Vitality Pledge. For those of you who may not have heard about it and are not familiar with it, Vitality has made a pledge because we know the importance of physical activity, not only for individuals and insurers, but also for society. We made a pledge to make 100 million people 20% more active by 2025. And when I go into the next slide and the talks that will happen today, you'll get a sense why. And that rationale explains some of the strategic decisions we take as a business, a case in point being the partnership with Octiv. Mark from Octiv will tell you all about Octiv and the platform and how it works. But from our side, if you understand where we're coming from the pledge that we've made and the physical inactivity that I've shared earlier, the appeal to provide our members with greater exercise option is huge, right? We also want to increase access to a diverse range of exercise options, and the Octiv platform with the gym networks they have provides that. And most importantly, what I like personally about Octiv is you're able to reach people that would not otherwise be reached by the traditional forms of large fitness facilities. So it gives us comfort that the growth of the Octiv network will play a key part in helping Vitality reach its pledge targets. So I'm going to switch gears a bit and just share a few points on some of the fitness trends that we're seeing. I mean, it would come as no surprise to many of you that we do track these things given the kind of work that we're doing, as it's important for us to understand what it takes to ensure that we keep our members physically active. I've got 3 sources that I'm going to share. And the interesting theme, apart from the actual trends that I'm going to share, is how the themes talk to each other. There's coherence between the various researches that have been done in terms of fitness trends. The first one that wouldn't surprise many of you and would almost rubber stamp why we see Octiv as a key strategic partner is the rise of the boutique fitness studio. Specifically across the globe, not only in South Africa, we've seen that boutique fitness studios have continued to rise and are rising faster than traditional fitness facilities. Another interesting trend is wearable enabled coaching. I actually wanted to wear my Garmin because that's a classic example in how this wearable devices are moving from trackers to coaching. On my Garmin, for example, with the latest updates, not only do they want to get the perceived level of effort, but they tell me when to rest. They're telling me about recovery. It's almost like an integrated coaching system versus a watch that tracks. So there's a huge trend in that trend. And another element is integrated ecosystem. On Monday, this past Monday, Vitality, we launched our partnership with Zwift. For me, that's a classic example of an integrated ecosystem. And the trend is rising. I mean, people that watch global trends, Peloton is one example of an integrated ecosystem. There are a few players in that space, but what we're seeing, and this started pre-lockdown and has accelerated since, is the move towards hybrid fitness models, where typically a gym would just be a brick and mortar with no other connections out of the physical facility. But now increasingly fitness facilities are moving towards a hybrid model that allow for them to engage and reach their members when they can't be in the facility. And then we also looked at trends that McKinsey and Company published. And you'll see if you look down that the themes are similar. The rise of the boutique studios, on-site fitness moving to hybrid. What I want to highlight that seems to be a theme across all the various trends, whether you're looking at the digital fitness, whether you're looking at on-site gyms, is the rise of fitness communities. Across the board, what has been seen as a key driver to getting members to engage in a sustainable way is finding a way to create personalized fitness communities. And we've also seen that in our world within the Vitality space, and we know many of our gym partners also are tapping into this trend. And another trend highlighted in the McKinsey research is hybrid memberships. I think the pandemic has unleashed creative juices in many of our fitness facility executives that we're seeing membership and pricing flexibility. I think one that people would be familiar with is a class pass model or a pay-as-you-go gym. And I mean, this is innovative because traditionally fitness facilities used to be known as you sign a 12-month or a 3-year contract, and that's it if you want to play in the game. But now, like, there's a realization that flexibility is key, and many fitness facilities are actually playing in that space. And not surprisingly is the increasing need for data security, and many fitness facilities realizing that with innovation comes the need to make sure that you can sustain the innovation by investing in data security. And then I thought it would be interesting to show the trends from the American College of Sports Medicine that shows what are people actually doing when they go into these fitness facilities or when they exercise at home. And if you look even in the past papers that they've done, online training is starting to rise, and it's no surprise. Hence, we're talking about the move towards hybrid, wearable technologies, body weight training. I mean, the list that you see here is definitely not surprising. And I'm liking that in line with how the Vitality business has moved. There's starting to be a need to tailor fitness or fitness packages for certain cohorts, for example, fitness training for older adults. And many of these things, and many of you who go to fitness facilities can relate in terms of how, if you own a fitness facilities, you tap into these trends to make sure that your facility tailors to the needs of the users. So just a few parting thoughts before I hand over to Jay is physical inactivity remains a challenge. The encouraging thing is boutique fitness studios continue to grow. Pre-pandemic, people used to think, what does that mean for gym? But we know there's a future there, and we know people like that specifically for the community element. And it seems like hybrid fitness is going to be the new normal. Jay, I'm going to end the presentation there and hand over to you.
Perfect. Thanks, Masima. Great stuff. Yeah. Thank you so much for that introduction to Vitality. And I mean, I'm sure you can all agree. I love the fact that Vitality is partnering with leading fitness companies such as Octiv to ensure that, you know, our members can exercise well, pretty much how they want, where they want, of course, safely, and naturally in true Vitality style, still get rewarded. Next up, to tell us more about Vitality points and why everyone is going absolutely wild for them, plus what your fitness facility needs to do to get on the Octiv platform, is none other than Vitality's Chief Operating Officer, Joe Funnycack. Joe, over to you.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks for the introduction, and hello, everybody. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I also want to take a brief, make a brief introduction to Robin and Marika. If you could put your cameras on just so that everybody can see who you are. So Robin heads up partner operations in Vitality, and Marika is the manager responsible for onboarding and welcoming you and looking after you as part of the Vitality network. So if you do decide to join us, these will be the folks that you actually deal with. I'm here to make the introduction as to why our members are absolutely addicted to Vitality points. It's a pleasure to be here because I've known Mark for about 5 years now, and to see this vision come to reality is absolutely fantastic. Our commitment is to try and make this a useful business development exercise for you, to use this to grow your own business, and at the same time fulfill our objectives of getting people healthier. Why members like Vitality points? I'll bring up a presentation in a second, but just to give you a sense is like, so being the Chief Operating Officer for Vitality, what I spend a lot of my time with is doing tech support for discovery executives who are having points problems. So it's got anything to do with like the Apple Watch is not syncing, or they did this run and the points never arrived, or like what happened to their gym visits, etc., etc. So I know how addictive these points are because I do first line tech support for a whole lot of discovery people, and my own friends and family as well are passionate Vitality members. So I'm going to bring up a presentation to actually give you some context. Okay, Joe, can you see that?
All good, Joe.
Great, cool. All right, so there's basically three reasons that there are a lot of other reasons, but I'm going to bring up three main reasons. And the first is Vitality Active Rewards, the Vitality Points to Miles benefit, and then also Vitality Status. So Vitality Points are awarded for doing screenings, doing physical activity, taking vaccines, filling in assessments, etc. And the one that we're going to talk about today is really around the physical activity points. And this little table over here shows you that as a member, you start on blue. To get to bronze, you need 7,500 points. To get to silver, 25,000, 40,000 for gold, and 50,000 to get to diamond. And you can get to diamond in the course of 1 year. And then that increases based upon the number of members on the Vitality policy. So as members get healthier through screening activities, through healthy food, through activity, then they earn their points. And what I'll show you now is how they actually use them. So the first is active rewards. Active rewards, for those of you that don't know, is a game that we've created. What we do is we allocate based on your activity levels, on your overall wellness. We allocate a goal, a weekly goal. So in my case, my weekly goal is 600 physical activity points. You also get a driving goal, and you also get a money goal, but we're not going to talk about those for the time being. So you get a weekly goal. And then based upon the fitness points that you earn through going to gym, for going for a run, you then close your ring. And if you close your ring, then you get a play of the game board. So this morning when I woke up, because the game board opens itself on Wednesday mornings, this morning I woke up and I got 4 plays on the game board. And under each one of those tiles on the game board gives you discovery miles, which you can then go and spend on a mall that we've created. So it's anything from exclusive books vouchers to iStore vouchers to Netflix, you name it. So there's a mall there of all kinds of things that you can spend your miles on, but all of that is premised on you having been through a week's worth of physical activity. So I am now on 248 weeks of continuous exercise. So this is pretty addictive, trust me, because I do it. So it's close to 5 years of continuous weekly exercise goal achievement, and there's a lot of people that are in the same boat as I am. So number one reason is active rewards. Coupled with active rewards is the active gear benefit, where we give people discount on on equipment at Sportsman's Warehouse, Total Sports, and the Nike Concept stores. And another reason why physical activity points or fitness points are important is because you can earn up your discount based upon the number of weeks worth of physical activity. So for example, you get an extra 5% for every 5 active rewards weekly goals met. So for every 5 weeks, you earn an additional 5% discount, and that can only be done through physical activity. The other one is a latest innovation is points to miles. So how this works is based upon the weekly points of that you get through driving and through physical activity. We apply a formula, and then we pay that out in miles weekly. So I'll give you an example over here. So you get active, you drive well, and you can get up to 100% of your points that you earn then in the form of discovery miles. So as an example over here, if I did 700 fitness points and 150 drive points, and then based upon the fact that I'm a Discovery Bank Platinum member and I've got the right money status and I've been spending correctly, I can earn 510 discovery miles for a week. So that's 51 Rand a week in this particular case. So I tend to get about 1,000 points a week. So it works out about 100 Rands worth of discovery miles a week. And if you multiply that over the course of a year, it can be over 60,000 discovery miles. That's 6,000 Rand a year that we pay our people. So you can see why fitness points are important to our members. The final example that I wanted to share with you over here is around the Vitality status. And here's an example of how Discovery Life Insurance works. So Discovery Life Insurance premium and cashback flexes based upon the Vitality status. So the first example over here is Mark. This is clever Mark. He takes out a classic life plan with 4 million rands worth of life cover, disability, and severe illness. And he decides to take out Vitality with it. And then through exercising, healthy eating, doing his assessments, he gets to diamond status, and Mark stays at diamond status for 5 years. So when it starts off, he gets a discount on his premium, and his premium is $1,200. After 5 years, his premium is still discounted, so he still gets that 17% discount, and he gets back 40% of his premiums over the course of 5 years. So like that's almost 30,000 rands worth of premiums that Mark would then get back at the end of 5 years. The next is Richard. I hope there's no Richards in the room, and I'm not offending anybody, but Richard doesn't engage with Vitality and stays on Blue. His premiums start to increase because he hasn't engaged in the Vitality program, and he only gets back 10% of his premium. So you can see that there's a serious cash incentive for people to engage in physical activity. And this is why Vitality members are so passionate about their points. And then the final example I wanted to cover is Kalula and getting travel discounts. So as a diamond member, you get up to 35%. You get 35% off the flight of a travel. And if you're a Discovery Bank member, that can get boosted up to 75%. But for the purpose of this discussion, it's a 35% discount based on earning fitness points. The eligibility and onboarding criterion. So we vet your facility. And what this means is you've got the option to join. And what that means is that your members, as well as walk-ins, would be able to earn, would be able to link their profile to the Octiv app and earn fitness points which contribute towards their Vitality status and rewards. This adds value to your members by rewarding them to attend your studio, as well as provides you with a marketing opportunity to attract and retain members. And you would be part of the approved Vitality Wellness Network, and I'll show you some of the advantages of that in a second. For attending an in-person class for a 30-minute duration, you would get 100 points per session, and for virtual classes, it's 50 points per session. These are the kind of criterion that we apply. So it's fitness or boxing, shadow boxing, medical facilities, dance studios, cycling, sports, functional training, sports clubs, yoga, Pilates, gyms, etc., etc. If you the detail is included on the Octiv and on the Octiv website, but you'd send your application to Vitality Anywhere at discovery.co.za, and that's the team that Marika manages, with a copy to vitality at octivfitness.com. We do expect that you have a basic first aid training certificate that is not older than 3 years. We will provide you with a physical activity risk assessment, and also we want some photographs of the entrance, the workout area, parking, the toilets, and basically an overview of the facility. These are the recommended first aid facilities that we've worked with before. There are various options. Most of the training takes place online, but it does require some practical hours in order to be certified. The cost is somewhere between 500 to 1,000 Rand. But we think that this is a worthwhile investment, not only for Vitality members, but I mean, if you're in the business of physical activity and one of your members keels over, I think it's quite useful for you to know what to do. So we think it's a good investment. We'll provide you with a physical, it's a standardized physical activity readiness assessment. So as part of your onboarding pack, we'll give you this assessment, which allows you to be able to do a risk assessment based upon on the individual member status, and you can give some recommendations around physical activity. In terms of marketing support, the first thing is that you would be available, your fitness facility would be linked under the Octiv tab on the Discovery app. Discovery app is currently used by about 600,000 people, 600,000 South Africans. So across iOS and Android, we have regular users of about 600,000, and Vitality members make up the vast majority of that because of active rewards. So the vast majority of people are in active rewards, and this tab is right on that app. So what happens is you click on the Discovery app. There's the landing page. In the Vitality section, you find a Vitality partner, and your facility would then be under Octiv. You click on Octiv, And then those are the ones that are scattered around Johannesburg currently. So if you went to the Discovery app now, this is what you'd actually find, and you can find the address of your facility. So you would form part of that network, and you'd get the eyeballs. You'll also get a accredited, it's a brushed aluminium plaque, which actually shows that you've been accredited and are part of the network. We've done some visuals over here, so you can actually see what it could look like on the wall next to your facility. And finally, you get a social media pack, which allows you to be able to use these branding images along with some guidelines so that you can advertise on Facebook, Twitter, Insta, WhatsApp, or as part of your own campaigning activity. So I hope that gives you some idea of what's in it for you. So my advice to you is, if you want to push buttons with Vitality members, you talk about points. I promise you they are interested in what you've got to say. And if you want more material on how any of these benefits work, or on how anything in Vitality works, please send the information to Vitality Anywhere, and there's a whole lot of webinar content around how the program actually works. And my other piece of advice to you is speak to financial advisors. The financial advisors are always looking for healthy people to be able to sell life insurance to, and every financial advisor knows that Discovery's got the best offering for active people, particularly in remote areas. I mean, we've got fantastic saturation of gyms in urban areas, but we're always looking for fitness facilities in more remote areas, because the chain gyms don't operate in more remote areas. So thank you very much for your time. I'm going to hand back over to Jay right now, and then we'll deal with question and answers at the end.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Joe. That was brilliant overview. And you've just reminded me that I've got 3 more days to achieve my Vitality Active Rewards goal. I better get cracking. Yeah, that was awesome. And I must say that that earning those Discovery miles has managed to keep me very active through the winter months. So thanks, thanks for that. And now I'm sure you are all burning to find out exactly how Octiv works and what the platform can do for your business. So here to tell us more about the Octiv platform is its founder, Mark Forsey. Welcome, Mark. It's so awesome to have you with us today, and take it away. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Jay, and thanks, Joe and Mosima. Really good to hear the overview of the industry and how you guys fit in. So, guys, for anyone who I haven't met yet, my name is Mark Forsey. I'm the founder and CEO of Octiv Fitness, which I founded about 6 years ago, 5-6 years ago. I lose track. And today I'm actually going to tell you a little bit more about who we are, and why we do what we do, and I'll take you through a brief overview of what the platform can do. But I won't go into the nitty-gritty of a product demo style presentation, just because that's easy to come by on our website and so on. So I'm just going to share a presentation with you guys. All right, so Mosima touched on industry stats, and I've got some industry stats to share as well, that I think are quite pertinent to our discussion today. So obviously, global fitness is valued at $96 billion. There's 230 million fitness facilities worldwide. Boutique fitness is the fastest growing sector of global fitness. But the stat that really jumps out at me is the fact that the industry grew by 8.7% in 2020 during COVID. And that stood out at me because obviously I think most people on this webinar would have experienced the roller coaster of what happened last year and the lockdowns and gyms having to shut down and so on. But I think what a lot of businesses did is we were all forced to really think about adapting and innovating and making sure that we can still be around in a COVID world. I won't call it a post-COVID world because I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. So it was very encouraging to see the stat of 8.7% growth in 2020, and that is double the growth that happened the prior year. And there's many things we can infer from that, but what it shows is that the demand for activity and fitness and health is now is bigger now more than ever. I think with COVID and with a lot of people getting sick, people are focusing on their health. So that was quite nice for me to see. Just to take you through a little bit of our origin story and how it all started. So I started the business in January of 2015, and at the time it was called BoxChamp. And obviously you'll see later on, end of last year, we rebranded and we're now called Octiv. And BoxChamp was launched predominantly aimed at CrossFit boxes. And I found a real need in the market that's CrossFit boxes need a solution, which I'll talk about in a sec. What I did find though is within a year or two, we ended up working with most of the CrossFit boxes in the country, and they were enjoying our platform, and we were getting great feedback, and we were iterating as we go. But we started getting a lot of interest from different types of gyms, like boxing studios, functional fitness gyms, yoga studios, etc. And we started working with more than just CrossFit boxes. And to date, we work with about 500 gyms all around the world in over 20 countries. And since our rebrand, so the rebrand was coupled with a complete platform overhaul, and we launched Octiv in December of last year. And since then, we've actually had a great uptake in other disciplines such as yoga, Pilates, dance studios, and so on. So the rebrand has worked very well. And the whole idea behind the Octiv brand is that we went from the BoxChamp hexagon to the Octiv octagon. And really what that signifies is that the word octa means all-encompassing, inclusive, abundant, and that's what we're all about. And obviously Octiv plays on the word active, and we want to be able to help any fitness facility that is promoting people to be more active and more fit. So the challenge that gym owners face, and I'm sure that most of you will relate to this, the challenge that most gym owners face when you start a gym or a studio is that it entails a hell of a lot of admin, because there are many moving parts, from different staff members and coaches and safety protocols and the actual training, scheduling and sessions, etc. So there's many moving parts, a lot of admin to do. It's also that you've got to focus on acquiring new clients and onboarding them, and then retaining them for the long term and maintaining that client loyalty. And obviously, as your membership grows, like any business, as you grow, you start losing a little bit of the personal touch that really was part of the reason that people joined your business in the first place. You obviously want your members' experience from the time they sign up to the time they're training, etc., to be phenomenal. And ideally, you'd like to have one system where you can run all of these things and not different disjointed platforms. So that's where we come in. So Octiv is an all-in-one platform. We focus heavily on user experience with regards to yourself using our platform as the gym owner, to the member using our app as their portal to your gym. So the user experience is of utmost importance. From member acquisition, obviously you want to make a great first impression with your members when they're being onboarded, for them to have a delightful experience. And then also making sure to be able to retain those members proactively, and for them to feel like they're not just a number, that there's really a personal touch with each and every member, even as you grow your business. So now more than ever, we all know that your members being in studio or in the gym physically is only one of the touch points that they have with your brand and your company. There's a big portion of their experience with you that is digital, whether it's on social media, through your website, through email, or through your digital arm, which would be your management system. And we want to make sure that their digital experience with you, which will form a large part of their experience, is exceptional. So I always like to talk about what motivates us. Why do we get out of bed in the morning? What is our why? Why do we exist? Because, we're technically a gym management software. And there's a few gym management softwares in the world, but really what drives us to get out of bed in the morning is at the core of it, we want to create healthier, happier communities. And we do this by helping studio owners and gym owners just like yourselves to create thriving businesses. So the formula in my mind is that the more successful a gym, the more members that you have, the better growth and retention that you have, the more people that are active and healthy and therefore happier. And like you would have seen in Joe and Mosima's talks, that drastically improves mortality rate in the long run and just creates better communities. There are a few platforms globally, like I said, that will have elements of what we offer. And this is really the reason why I believe that we are ahead of our game and we've achieved the success that we have so far, is that we are investing heavily in improving the industry as a whole and the service standards as a whole. So I actually remembered that when I launched the business in 2015, a lot of gyms in South Africa were still using like Excel spreadsheets, Google Drive, etc., to run the entire business. And it was very disconnected and separate. So you'd have 3 different platforms to run different things. And the whole process was not very professional. And at the time, there weren't really great platforms out there that could help you with this. And since we started, and actually based on user and client feedback, we've been able to build a business that really allows you to provide a delightful experience that brings everything into one central place, and that improves the service as a whole. We are also geared for the future. So we're always looking at trends. You know, I'm in a very fortunate place of working with many gyms around the world and being able to see what the trends are and how this industry is shaping. And our platform is hybrid. So it can be used for in-person and online. We want to make sure that if the government shuts down, if COVID waves happen, that you are able to still provide your service and be able to monetize that and survive and thrive through that. Our platform is also highly personalized. So you're able to automate a lot of the stuff that makes people actually feel not just like a number. Being a global platform, you know, we talk about being a global platform, but what does that actually mean to you? The fact that we're a global platform means that we work with studio owners, gym owners, and trainers all around the world, in some economies and markets that are more advanced than our own here. And we're able to see what they're doing and what the best practices are. And we actually implement those locally, which improves the South African ecosystem as well. And, you know, as they say, a rising tide lifts all ships. The user experience, I won't go too much more into that. I've spoken about the fact that I think we've got the best user experience on the market from a member as well as a studio owner point of view. At the end of the day, if you're using our platform to manage your business, you're going to be spending a hell of a lot of time on it. And we want to make sure that the time that you spend on it is pleasant and you're able to really get value. And something that's important for you to know as well is that our business is constantly growing and evolving. Through the roller coasters that we've all been through, it's important for you to know that we are growing and evolving with the times. Here, I just want to showcase just the breadth of our offering. So we obviously work with quite a few countries around the world. Predominantly outside of South Africa, we're working with European countries, so UK, Germany, Austria, Switzerland. And we work with all kinds of studios. So from CrossFit, functional fitness, boxing, to dance studios and swim schools and obstacle courses, to some commercial gyms as well. So since we launched, we've done very little to no marketing. And our main source of growth has been through word of mouth. So from when a client or when a gym joins Octiv, you know, we work with them closely and we're open to listening to feedback and we iterate and adapt accordingly. And so we found that really goes a long way and it has contributed to our success thus far. And it's helped us to grow because our clients themselves have a lovely experience and end up referring us to more gyms. Functionality wise, the platform itself This can all be found on our website, so I won't say too much here, but it's everything from member management and billing to automating billing and payment gateway integration, debit orders, card payments, etc., to class scheduling and personal training scheduling, workout programming. We've got a CRM system which allows you to automate a lot of communications as well as send broadcasts and newsletters and so on, to payroll and reporting and all of that. And then from a member's side, it's basically their portal to your gym. So class booking system, workout logging, if that's the nature of your gym, to session purchases. If they run out of sessions, for example, we nudge them to top up or to buy a new package, and it can all be done seamlessly through the app. So we really aim to minimize the amount of admin that you need to do on a day-to-day basis. We're available on all platforms, so Apple, Android, Huawei, as well as the web. So any device that has internet connectivity can have access to Octiv. So I just want to touch on briefly what you get when you sign up with Octiv. So it's not, we like to say we're not just a software. What you get is you get a team of very skilled and motivated individuals. Their main aim is to help you succeed. And that comes through really in our team culture. So everyone who works in our company has a fitness passion, not just tech and geek speak. So we really do have a passion for fitness as a team. When we are able to, when it's allowed, we usually do once a month training session with one of our clients as a team, and we really have a chat and discuss how they're using the platform, and we really try to use that to shape our offering. The platform's designed to save you time. When I say we listen to our clients, we've got a weekly team meeting where we discuss feedback that we've received from our clients that week. It's all documented, and it's then all used systematically to be prioritized and worked into our development sprints. So the platform is really shaped around the feedback we get from our clients, and it's not just a thumbsuck. And I also like to think that we've created a lockdown-proof solution, which I've actually touched on, that allows you to operate during times where you can't use your physical brick and mortar. And so much so to the extent that we've had some clients that are just operating online, so just online trainers that are using our platform to provide a service. So the reason why we're here today is our partnership with Discovery Vitality. So like Joe mentioned, Joe and I have been in talks for the last 5 to 6 years, and it's been really great to get to this point where we're able to work together and we're able to work towards achieving our joint vision. And so for us to partner with Vitality was really a no-brainer. If you think about it, just from a numbers perspective, I spoke about us trying to make people more active and trying to make boutique fitness more accessible. And Vitality has market share in that market of the most number of people that are already interested in being active. But we've also found that, we've got very similar values in terms of innovation. Not just to say this because they're in the room, but hats off working with the Vitality team so far. We've really found them as, we picture Vitality as a big corporate, which most of the time would mean slow. But I've been very pleasantly surprised at how we've interacted with each other and how quickly they're willing to innovate as a company. I think it's at the forefront of their vision and ours. We've obviously spoken and mentioned the fact that, we've recognized the global trend moving towards boutique fitness, which is the game we play in, and Vitality's recognized that as well, and they are working closely with us to maximize the value that studios and members get. So our first phase of our partnership with Vitality has been the points earning capability, which Joe told you all about, and that's obviously very powerful, but it doesn't just stop there. Our plans for the future, even though I can't speak about them in detail now, our plans for the future really do add material value to members as well as studios, and they're all centered around bringing more people to your doors. And I was quite interested in the stat that 50% of South Africans are inactive. So it really shows that there's a lot of room for growth, and I think that the boutique fitness is the ideal place to introduce people to more activity, health, and fitness. So I just want to thank you all for joining us today. It's been a pleasure to chat to you, and I appreciate the time that you spent here. I obviously talked about why we're around. I think I could talk about that for hours, and I'm pretty sure I've gone over my time limit already. But as they say, the proof's in the pudding, and I urge every single one of you to have a demo of our platform, which you can schedule really easily through our website. And following my chat now is a small video from one of our really good clients, Misfit Boxing. So they started off with 3 studios, and they adopted the Octiv platform. They managed to streamline their business, and so far they've built it up to a 13 studio franchise and counting. And they've got a few things that they wanted to share. So thank you guys very much, and I'll let Sfisa play our video.
Misfit Boxing is an all-exclusive female fitness facility for women by women. We offer functional fitness fused with boxing, and above that, we offer a community to women to reach their full potential. For an hour a day, we push you to your max and we introduce you to your dragon. Misfit Boxing started using the Octiv platform in 2018 when we were 3 facilities strong. We were looking for ways to streamline our business so that we can focus on the core of Misfit, which is our members. Since using the Octiv platform and all their functionalities, we were able to grow into 13 branches nationwide. The reason we moved over to Octiv is because the Octiv platform offered us everything that we needed in our business, from controlling our admin to our accounting. You can see that this is a platform that was cleverly designed, and it is such a smooth and easy process. Our members use the app to schedule their bookings, and from the time they sign up with Misfit, it's such an easy, smooth process for them to start booking sessions. We can easily control access and how many ladies are allowed per session. It is such a user-friendly process. Above all of that, Octiv gives us the opportunity to brand our dashboard so that our members feel at home with our brand. The dashboard gives you so much access to pulling reports, to keeping in contact with your members, never missing a birthday, pulling accounting reports, checking the attendance. Octiv is a user-friendly platform that was easy to implement in our business structure. The responsiveness from the team is very important to us so that we can carry on offering a world-class service to our members. We were very impressed by how fast the Octiv team could implement new features that our business needs. We find the Octiv team to be ahead of their game. During the COVID-19 pandemic, not only did they give us the screening option, but they quickly gave us the option to cater for home workouts for our members, keeping us all in contact using the same platform. Misfit also has peace of mind knowing that Octiv is at the forefront of the best practices regarding security and protection of our clients' data. We were very excited when Octiv told us that they have integrated with Discovery Vitality to join Misfit as a member to earn your Vitality points for sessions. Our members can earn Vitality points in a facility session or online, which is a great functionality. The vetting process was fast, simple, cost-effective. It was a no-brainer to become part of one of the biggest loyalty programs out there. Misfit is a community, and so is Octiv. Since joining Octiv, we've been treated like family, and we were able to focus on growing and improving our members' fitness journey.
Awesome stuff. Thank you so much for that, Mark. That was absolutely inspiring and yeah, brilliant. Cool. And yeah, just proof that there is some real magic in the Octiv platform. We have some time to jump over to a few of your questions that have come through on the Q&A. Thanks to our epic team in the background, a lot of them have been answered already. So thanks, guys. But just to go through a few of them, because I believe that the questions aren't all visible for everyone. So we'll just touch on a few. And the first one, perhaps, Joe, you can take this one. What if you have, or Mark, what if you have several practice venues?
Mark, you want to take that one?
Yeah, absolutely. So our platform actually caters for if you have more than one location or one venue. That's basically, we've got franchises and different gyms that have many venues nationwide, and you can link them all under one umbrella account and be able to manage everything under one roof. And then in terms of your members and staff, you're able to allocate staff access rights to certain locations only, as well as for members what their primary location is and whether they're allowed to train at all or none, or etc. So it's fully customizable, and yes, we do cater for that. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Mark. And another question, we recently got on board. Who can we follow up with regarding the plaque and the social media pics? This was answered by our team, so perhaps you guys can give the relevant email addresses or websites.
Yes, thank you, Jay. They can mail us on Vitality Anywhere at discovery.co.za. We have received the plaques. We're in the process of shipping all these out to the facilities.
Oh, that's amazing. And that, I think, yeah, just goes for any of the other queries. Please send your queries to Vitality Anywhere at discovery.co.za. Another question came through. We've gone through what the vetting process entails, but how long does it take, the vetting process, and how long will it take to get my facility onboarded?
So we've tried to make it as convenient as possible. So I'll let Robin and Marika respond to that. But like, this is definitely not bureaucracy. I mean, like, we're in this with you. We're trying to grow the network with you. So we're not trying to act as gatekeepers. We're actively trying to help you onboard as quickly as possible. Robin, Marika, do you guys want to comment on that question?
Yes, thank you, Joe. So as soon as we receive all the necessary documents, in other words, your CPR, basic first aid training, as well as the photos of your facility and the company details, we will have you onboarded within 24 hours.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. And another one came through. Where can I find more information to show my clients? That's great.
I think the Octiv website is probably the right answer, Mark.
Yeah, so on our website, which is octivfitness.com, there is a Vitality tab, and there's all the information for studios as well as members. Everything's there, as well as a question came in about our pricing, and obviously our pricing is on our website as well.
Brilliant, Mark. Thanks a lot. And I guess this one, if my clients query anything to do with Vitality points, who can they email?
You can deal directly with us. We've got a website, WhatsApp channel, on the app, call center, you name it. So any problems, I mean, we don't have problems with Octiv and points, by the way. The points appear the next day, and it's incredibly reliable, appears on the point statement, and all the members, and most members are aware of that. But if there are any problems, you refer them to us. You don't get involved in the admin of dealing with points. That's our job. Brilliant.
And that's the same Vitality Anywhere at discovery.co.za.
No, that's mainly for fitness facilities. That's not really a public facing, but members are aware of our call center channel. There's a WhatsApp servicing channel. There's a website, etc., etc. So most members who are earning Vitality points know where to get the details of it and how to deal with problems on it.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Joe. And that's pretty much it for today.
So there is one question. I think, although one question has asked the question, I'm sure it's actually going through the heads of a few of you on the call, and it deals with subsidized membership. So the questions asked is like, are we going to offer a subsidized membership facility to Octiv facilities? There are no plans to do that currently. Our plans are more around creating vouchering capability. So what Mark was alluding to earlier is we've got the ability to be able to earn these discovery miles. And we are trying to figure out with Mark on how do we actually make miles as a currency inside the Octiv network. So members would be able to use their miles balances and other options as well. So it's not going to be on the subsidy model that is used with Virgin Active and Planet Fitness. That's exclusively for them. And it's also based on volume commitments and long-term relationships, etc. But for the time being, we are looking at product enhancements, but it won't be around that subsidy.
Great, thanks, Joe. And then another one's come through, getting quite a few coming through now. Mark, does the platform support automated bulk communication in the form of email or SMS?
Yes, indeed. So we have a full communication center, which you can use for email, SMS, and push notifications, for newsletters, broadcasts, etc. And it's quite comprehensive, so you can choose who you'd like to mail. And there's also a whole host of automated emails that you can create. For example, your welcome email when a member joins, a week later, a month later, 3 months later, and it's just creating all the touch points. So fully comprehensive email, SMS, and push notifications.
Awesome, thanks so much. And a few questions coming through on the costing to join. And also if you already have a Vitality platform for clients to log their points, how much will it cost for us to implement the system and how do we sign up for it? I think that covers quite a few of the questions that have come through now. Marika and Mark, do you guys want to take some of that? Or refer?
I think Mark can speak to the costing. What I can say from my side is if you're currently on the iPad network, if you've paid your fees for this year, if you choose to switch over to Octiv now, the prorated balance of your fee will be credited to your Octiv account.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then just from our side, the cost, if you are coming on board from scratch, the Vitality part of the cost, the facilitation is a one-time 1,000 Rand activation fee, and then a monthly 250 Rand a month from then on, which is a pay-as-you-go. And then our platform itself, our costing can be found on our website, but our costing revolves around how many members you have. So you pay less if you're a small gym, and you pay more if you're a bigger gym. And yeah, that's how the cost works on our side. And
okay,
also all
yes.
this information is found on the website, so it's quite comprehensive.
Awesome, thank you so much. And yeah, we are out of time. If we didn't get to any of your questions, please check out the Octiv website, check out the Discovery Vitality website, email vitalityanywhere@discovery.co.za. A very, very special thank you to our amazing guest today. And of course, thank you to all of you for joining us. We can't wait to get active and rewarded with you. And so from all of us here at Vitality and Octiv, please stay safe and have an incredible rest of your day. Cheers, guys.